Before we even get into anything, I'm going to ask you to delete add-on skins if you use LVI add-on skins, and to not use any skinning weaker for your weakers, because we are going to be using OmniCC for your cooldown timers on your weakers, and clean icons for prettier icons pretty much. It's a clean icons Mechanome edition, so these will both of them be linked. OmniCC is in the installer, and for the people out there that already had the UI and they now have resizers in their weaker, I would like you to put them either on load never in the load section, or completely delete them before you reinstall the general resizer that is going to work for every class, so you don't need to make multiple of them for each class and so on. There's only one import that's going to work for every single one of your classes. And same goes for, both the resizers, and the power bar right now is going to be universal as well, so make sure to check that out. Hello, my dudes, welcome. This is going to be a bit of a guide on how to install UI, and I want to try and make it as foolproof as possible, even for old comers that already has the first version of this, and I just want to settle it clear on how to get the most out of it and have it a clean installed. So as of a difference, before I used to use add-on skins and share the media labs, so those we cut away. We have no add-on skins, we have no shared media labs. They're both inside of the LVI installer, which you can get at the sub perks over at my Discord. After you connected yourself with your Twitch account. But yeah, so when we have all these add-ons and we've imported them into the interface folder, I'm going to show you how to work around with the LVI installer and my main weaker folder or group that pretty much syncs with every other DPS group and defensive group to make your UI perfect in terms of resizing for 1440p, by the way, not 1080p. This is a full replica for 1440p. I want to make that as a disclaimer, but yeah, let's get into it. So let's start by opening this. It's a zip file, so you could just leave it here if you'd wish. And then we're gonna go to this computer, see profiles, wherever you have your WoW. You will do this on retail and interface and inside add-ons, but I'm going to do it on PTR because I don't want to mess with my retail UI right now. So I'm going to go here. It's pretty much the same. It's an add-on folder. You just drag it over. I've already installed it once here, so I'm just going to place the files once again. And we're done over there. Now I'm going to log over to WoW and teach you how to set this up. I will do this on public test realm. You guys are going to do this on retail. So I'm first going to run you through the installer. I know I've already done one of these videos before. And it's probably some old outdated add-ons that I've been running. Right. It's going to look like a mess in the beginning. That's why I run my comparatives. This character has been cleansed on the WTF files, so nothing is set up. Yours might not look like this, like a bombshell, but when you get to this kind of screen, let's say you had nothing in your WTF folder for saved variables on your character, then at this point I would press glass. So it's just a lot of add-ons that wants to be configured. Then I'll press Plater, so that LVI know that I'm not going to be using their nameplates. It's a lot of reloads, then I'm going to skip this process over here. We'll soon get to it, don't worry. It's just a lot of add-ons that really wants to be configured in the beginning. And here we have it. This is an old, and then we're going to press understand, and now we're here at the UI installer. So we're going to press continue because we actually want to run this installer. We're not going to press skip process. Let's continue. I'm going to run LVI 1440p. Whoa, that's a resub. All right, so now we've got the 1440p. As you can see, it's not auto-scaled yet. We'll soon be there. Then I'm going to run the C-bars. Then my bigwigs, I'm going to run 1440p because that's my resolution. and details as well. And I'm going to set up a glass, set up my Omni CC, set up my plater, and just press finished. Now the base of your UI should be done, but there's a few like errors or something that you cannot get away from already. That doesn't happen by itself. Actually, this looks good. It's just down here pretty much. You need to unlock and drag down the LVI or details. And to fix this title bar, you pretty much go to Options panel, go to Status bar, and then you can adjust inside of these cogwheels, which I use as a font Expressway. Make it a 13. And then you adjust the text color to use white. It'll automatically become as bright as it can is. And this one I usually is run with a +2. And then we do the same for this one. Down 1. Maybe 2 even. Nah. That one's going to go to a 13. And we're good over here. All right, most of the basic is done now. Now we're going to get into the resizers and your power bar. So at this point you go over to the sub perks again and you find the Demon Hunter, not the Demon Hunter, the general add-on package, which is for your cast bars, for your power bar, and for class bars for some classes. And a class bar is pretty much combo points, runic power, and so forth. All right, so now we have imported the main profile, my very background profile. It's the power class bar and all that good jazzy, the resizer, the cast bars. It's looking all fine. Supposed to be using this. All right, so now we're going to import some class weakers. We're going to start with Demon Hunter for this tutorial because that's what I've been using. It works perfectly for my warrior and for my rogue. I've been testing them a lot on retail, so let me just get to that. There we go. Now we have now imported all the Demon Hunter weakers. Now we're going to make sure that everything's fine once we've done all of this to make sure that the resizers are working. And if you don't know what the resizers are doing, I'll show you that right now. But first and foremost, I'm going to have a look at my cast bar. Looks fine. And so does my target of target. I'm going to be swapping a spell here, and it seems to be following. Same goes for the top bar, I would assume. Looks good. I'm going to see if Bigwigs is keeping up. First, we're going to see, yes, it has loaded Fragnance BW. Bigwig seems to be doing just fine. Also resizing. That's perfect. That's what we're looking for. And to explain how the resizers work, this bottom bar attaches to all of this. Everything in the below my defensives attaches to the defensive bar, and everything attaches to the talent bar up here. Or your spells, not just your talents. Beyond my defensives. What the hell? There was something more that I wanted to say. So to really get the same looks of the UI, you need to use clean icons, the Mecha Gnome edition. It's going to be linked on subperks as well. That's an amazing one. It makes your RS look a lot better. And you shouldn't be in need of doing any editing. They should work flawlessly. If you have any issues, you can come and tell me. One thing I need to say, do not change the names of the groups. As you can see, they're called very specifically DH Offensive, Offensive, and this one is going to be filled in, the DH on CD, but it's going to get renamed to on CD for just in general on cooldown usage spells. Has a white border, and for additionals as well. Additionals are class specific, and then we're going to have a look at their Omni CC because, okay, there's one thing that really breaks for a lot of people when they try to use the installer. That's that they use add-on skins, and you really shouldn't use add-on skins. You shouldn't use any skinning weaker either. You should use clean icons and Omni CC. And then the weakers themselves has borders, and they'll be fine, just like that. And with Omni CC, it should be running the Fragnance profile. If you see that your spells are doing a weird flicker as you pop them, you can just go into default on themes on Omni CC and remove the pulse on both of them, and you'll be good. No fancy stuff, but that should have been the entire guide. And again, if you have questions, come and ask me in the sub support. But that should be it. And there'll be more of these weakers for all other classes. We have about 90% of the specs covered right now, not for healers, but if any DPS spec is missing, it's probably going to get added later on. But for now, take care, see you later.